Hey, I just wanted to share something to you that means so special to me. I've been reading this book called Visions with Purpose and Power by Miles Monroe. It's a devotional, so there's certain days that I feel like would resonate with you all and will help you. This one says, recognize your ability. God told Jeremiah, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet in the nations. Notice that God used past tense. Yet, at first, Jeremiah responded, I do not know how to speak. God's first reaction was, do not say that. If I built you to a prophet, don't tell me you can't walk. If God formed you, if God placed you onto this earth, you can't say you're not good for anything. You can't say there's nothing special about you. You can't say that you have no purpose. You can't say you're not good at anything. You can't say you are not here. You're here for nothing. You're here by mistake. You can't do that. You know, saying those things is almost like a curse. It's almost trying to, it's not a slap in the face. It might as well be, but it's like you're trying to unravel what God has already done. Like you're trying to change what already has been done and you can't. God gave you the ability to do that, so don't say I can't do it. You are God's creation. You are powerful. Through the grace of God, through Jesus, you can do it. All right? You have the ability to do so. So whoever is having doubt, this is for you too. Whatever low self-esteem, this is you too, because this is some of the stuff that resonates with me in my heart, because there was times that, you know, I didn't feel like nothing. But listen now. So once God showed Jeremiah why he was born, Jeremiah discovered what he could do. Do the soul searching. Stay in your word. Read about what God says about the Spirit. Read about the people that came before us. The Bible is history. Before and after Jesus, read it. It's a spiritual thing. It speaks through the still past and present. It applies to your life. Everything that you can even imagine is in the Bible, and it can help you. It can guide you. God's people is all, and his descendants is all in there. So read it. If you spend too much time with other people and not yourself, you need to spend, hey, summer 2024 or whatever, this is a time for me to learn about me, spend time with God alone. You know, a healthy isolation is good. There are steps that you need to take in order to unravel something, in order for God something to reveal to you. He speaks through people, through situations. He can, depending on who you are, how you think and how you process, he speaks to you in the way that only you can understand. God speaks to me in many different ways that it's easy to reach me, because that's how I operate. But he may speak to the other person different. There's endless possibilities for our life, but still one purpose. Jeremiah didn't think he could speak publicly. Whatever God calls for, he provides. If he said, I need you to do this, he's gonna help you. He's gonna provide whatever it is for you. When you come into this world, he provides everything for you. If we are required to do something, that's why we have to make the means, we have to make the efforts to do what is required of us. God is not gonna require anything of us if he didn't make us like that. You know, just trust him. You know, everything happens for a reason. Just obey, submit. Listen. So God gave Jeremiah the ability to speak for him. And he said, then the Lord reached out his hand and touched my mouth and said to me, I have put my words in your mouth. You don't have to know how to do everything or rely on your own. That's why God gave us the helper, Jesus Christ. That's why God gave us his Spirit for free. That's why God gave us other people who have different purposes as opposed to join forces with you. That's why God gave us the word. God has provided, and he will also provide every aspect of the fulfillment, and he will give you the ability to do so when the time comes. I was watching this movie called George Foreman. He's like a world champion boxer a long time ago, and the overall message of the movie is beautiful. You know, once he submitted to God, he did the impossible. As a 40-something-year-old boxer who lost 20 years ago to the championship, the belt, he won again without changing himself, without having to use his anger to fight, because he promised something to God If he does this, take this away. He did just that. So when God even showed himself to him, he couldn't go back. He wanted to submit himself fully to God. And once he did, when God showed his face, he lost his anger, his stubbornness, his pride, all the things that he used to be in the ring, to win fights. After he received the Lord, he couldn't use those same things anymore because it wasn't even there. It was washed away. But he decided to use God's way. He started to only look at it as a sport and not use things that isn't of God to win things. He had to learn to trust. He just had to learn different things and not turn away from who he is truly in a higher state. God wants us to go high and high and high and high and high, but we just have to trust him. We have to trust him and do the work hard. And that's exactly what that boxer did. Y'all should watch it. Anyways, God will give you a dream and he will also provide every aspect of its fulfillment. He will never call you to do something that he hasn't already given to you, or that he won't give you the ability to do so when the time comes. God is not going to fail you. You shouldn't allow any other human beings to judge your potential. Move out those voices. Move out those voices and focus on God's voice and what you know you can do. Don't listen to anybody else. So whatever God is revealing to you consistently, it's always like a consistent lesson. It's always being revealed to you, spoken to you, and it aligns with his word, and it aligns with his word. Whatever God is causing you to dream about is a revelation of your ability. Because if it's genuine and if it matches up, you can do it. You can do it. As you begin to recognize your potential, God gave us the gift of imagination. That's such a blessing. Imagine if we didn't have imaginations and we couldn't dream and we couldn't rest and we couldn't think and we couldn't have so much storage that our brain can carry from the day we were young. Imagine if God didn't give that to us, but he gave it for a purpose. He will always be God, but he needs you to function on your own, to learn. That's what parents do for their children. True parents do for their children. So when you recognize your potential, God gave us the gift of imagination to keep us from focusing only on our present conditions. You have to have spiritual eyes. You cannot just look at how things are. Think about the promise. Think about the end result. Think about what God already said. Think about whatever is actively happening isn't the end. When it's the end, it's the end. But when it's not, and it looks ugly right now, it can be cleaned. It can change. Things change as long as you're breathing, as long as God is still allowing this earth to remain, anything can change. Even when it comes to people, they may be like that right now, but they have the possibility to change. They do, if they really want to. So, we can imagine all the things that we want. God wants to do things through us for his glory. Every day, build, take the actions, then come back to the present day and say, God, lead me there. Can you please show me, who do I need to talk to? Can you please show me what I really need to focus on this year or this month? Am I weak here? God, I feel weak here. Can you help me? God, honestly, I feel like I'm drifting away from, I really don't want your help, but help me desire that. Let the Lord, let your Father in heaven, the creator of this universe, let him guide your steps. And I promise you, he will not fail you. So here's a thought. God will never call you to do something that he hasn't already given to you. You have the ability to do, and what he won't give you the ability to do when the time comes. So read Exodus 4. Guys, read the whole Bible. Read the whole Bible. And if you love reading other people's minds and read books about life, meaningful things, useful things that will help you go to the next stage, don't waste your time. So books like this is so good. So I'm gonna say it again. It's a 90-day devotional, and it's called Vision with Purpose and Power by Miles Monroe. I hope you enjoyed that.